Namaskar, myself Dr. Deepti Bisht, Professor, Department of Kai Chikitsa, Faculty of Ayurvedic Sciences, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. Today's session for BMS 4th year class, I'm going to take lecture on the topic seizure. So let's start the topic. First of all, definition. Seizure is a sudden, brief, reversible alteration, behavior or loss of consciousness. When associated with bodily movement, it is called convulsion, manifest due to excessive electrical activity of one or more areas of brain. Epilepsy is a disease characterized by repeated convulsions that occurs unpredictably and at regular intervals. So, some important points regarding seizure that it is a sudden and brief loss of consciousness, and usually it is reversible, self-reversible. And when there are bodily movements like shaking or trembling, then it is called convulsion. Classification. Classification is done into partial type of seizure. Under this, we have simple partial seizure and complex partial seizure. Simple partial seizure occurs due to cerebral motor cortex uh, uh, defect, whereas complex partial seizure occur due to psychomotor or temporal lobe areas. Generalized seizures are again classified into petit mal, also known as absent seizure, grand mal, there is tonic-clonic or major seizure, and myoclonic. So all the explanation of these type of seizures I will be providing. First of all, simple partial seizure. In this kind of seizure, patient is conscious and may involve a small part of body such as a finger or a thumb. Involuntary shaking in repeated manner occurs, may become generalized, and in such events then consciousness is lost. May result from a small tumor in the cortical area, especially the motor cortex. So in simple partial seizure, what happens? The seizure starts from a small body part like a finger, a thumb, or eyes, and then slowly it dispersed over the whole body. Next is complex partial seizure. In this type, there is sudden, profound change in the mood, sometimes associated with movement of a part of the body, and this is due to abnormal discharge of the temporal lobe. Next is petit mal seizure. There are absence attacks or drop attacks in this kind of seizure, and this seizure lasts for few seconds. Usually it occurs in children and may occur several times of the day. The child seems detached from the surroundings. Very rarely, few jerky movements are associated with this type. Next is major seizure or grand mal seizure. Here, this seizure is characterized by 5 phases. These are aura, cry, then tonic phase, then clonic phase, and lastly the phase of relaxation. Now the causes of seizures. Some of the causes of seizures are hypoxia, hyperpyrexia, hypoglycemia, hyponatremia, metabolic acidosis, uremia, hepatic encephalopathy, hypertensive encephalopathy, brain tumors, etc. Now, seizures should be considered an emergency in these situations. First, seizures that do not stop within a few minutes. Prolonged confusion remains after the seizure for more than 10 to 15 minutes. The person is not responsive after a seizure. The person has trouble breathing. The person is injured during the seizure. If seizure is first time seizure, there is a significant change in the type or character of the seizure from that person's usual seizure pattern. So these are some clinical features which should be considered an emergency. Now next, what are seizure emergency symptoms? So some Symptoms which are considered as emergency symptoms are common generalized seizures often begin when person cries out or makes some sound. This may be followed by several seconds of abnormal stiffening, progressing to abnormal rhythmic jerking of the arms and legs. The eyes are generally open, but the person is not responsive or alert. The person may not appear to be breathing. They are, however, actually usually breathing sorry, adequately for brief duration of the seizure. The person often breathes deeply for a while after an episode. So these were the seizure emergency symptoms which should be considered seriously. Now, he or she will return to consciousness gradually over several minutes. There may be incontinence of urine, which is very common feature. Often people will be combative briefly after a generalized seizure, a seizure that involves the entire brain. So these are some signs, some emergency signs. Now the investigation. What investigations we should advise? Urine for sugar, albumin and microscopy, complete blood count, KFT, renal function test, liver function test, electrolyte, X-ray chest, EEG, CT scan and MRI. So all these investigations are needed. Now the treatment guidelines. Normal treatment guidelines for seizure are, if seizure are tonic-clonic in nature, then the drug preferred are valproate, phenytoin, carbamazepine and barbiturate. If it is partial seizure, then carbamazepine, phenytoin, valproate, lamotrigine, gabapentin, barbiturate, benzodiazepines are advised. In case of petit mal seizure, valproate, ethosuximide, lamotrigine, status epilepticus is treated with the help of diazepam or injection phenytoin IV. Now, the principles of drug management. We should start with single drug and we should start with small dose. If seizures are not controlled, then we can change the drug. We should try 3 different drugs singly before giving any drug combination. Plasma level of the drug should be checked periodically. Duration of treatment for secondary epilepsy till the cause removed. In primary 3-year seizure-free period, drug can be stopped or can be reduced gradually. Now, general guidelines regarding seizure. Home care is appropriate when a person is known to have seizures. If the seizure is brief and if the person recovers uneventfully, then one should avoid injuries, cushions the head during the seizure attack, loosens any tight neckwear or clothes, turn the person on his or her side after the conversion ceases. This may help drain any moisture or secretion from the person's mouth and it may prevent choking or aspiration. Do not attempt to hold down or restrain the person. Do not place anything in person's mouth or try to pull the teeth apart. Observe these items: length of seizure, type of movement, direction of any head or eye turning, amount of time to return to alertness, and full consciousness. So all these steps should be watched, and these steps are necessary for the further planning of the management of the seizure in long-term cases. Follow-up care of seizure emergencies. There should always be follow-up appointments which should be done regularly. Persons having attacks of seizure should avoid driving. or should avoid engaging in any other potentially dangerous activity which may cause harm to the patient or harm to others if a seizure suddenly occurs. Patients should not discontinue medication unless advised to do so by their physician. Now, how to prevent seizure emergencies? There are some points of importance which about which a patient of seizure and his family or near ones should be educated. These are: for people with recurrent seizures, one key to prevention is taking prescribed medication on a regular basis. Failure to take anti-seizure medications is a common cause of recurrent seizure. So it is advisable that once the medicines for seizures are prescribed, patients should take this medicine continuously for the time as the doctor has advised. What happens patient after feeling relaxed or after feeling asymptomatic for some time, he thinks that he or she has recovered, but this is not the case. The attack may precipitate after some weeks, some months, or even after a year. So it is advisable to undergo doctor's suggestion every time. Certain medical conditions or interaction with other medications can lead to temporary failure of the anti-seizure medicine, even if it is taken properly. So every time if a new medicine is suggested for some other problem, the previous medicine of seizure should be discussed with the consulting physician. If the case of seizure is discovered, it is important to treat that condition and address whatever caused the seizure. Sometimes seizures are idiopathic, there are no cause diagnosed sometimes, but whenever there is any cause diagnosed, the cause should be rectified sincerely. This was all about the seizure and its treatment and the emergency dealing, how one should deal with the emergency regarding seizure. One or two more points. What are the difference between seizure and syncope? As you all know, seizure is a partial or reversible loss of consciousness which may be associated with convergence or without convergence. Whereas syncope is a transient loss of consciousness that results from a sudden reduction of cerebral blood flow, usually brought about by hypotension. So, behind syncope, the reason is always hypotension. Whenever there is condition of hypotension, then the condition of syncope occurs. Episodic faintness, lightheadedness, and reduced alertness are frequently difficult to distinguish. So, the points of differentiation regarding seizure and syncope are: at the beginning of a syncopal attack, the patient is nearly always in an upright position, either sitting or standing. The exception is Stokes-Adams attack, which can occur in any position. So at the beginning of syncopal attack, the patient is always in upright position and suddenly he gets fainted. But in case of seizure, the patient may be in lying position, in sitting position, or in sleeping position. If the attack of seizure precipitates, it can occur in any condition. Another point, usually the patient is warned of the impending pain by the sense of feeling bad, like nausea, and sometimes vomiting may occur. In case of syncope, there is some feeling or sensation like nausea, vomiting, pain, while in seizure, there may be sudden attack. In case of syncope, there is a striking pallor or Asian gray color of the face and hands suddenly become pale. But in seizure, this is not seen. Very often, the face and body are bathed in the cold perspiration. This is the common feature for syncope. There is a lot of sweating, but in case of seizure, no such thing is seen. Usual duration is taken to 1 or 2 minutes, but it may last as long as half an hour in case of syncope. In case of seizure, the similar time episodes can occur, but there may be some other signs also associated with during the attack. In syncope, usually the patient lies motionless with the skeletal muscles relaxed, while in seizure, there may be precipitation of tonic-clonic action. Like first, there is sudden stiffness of body, followed by, after some time, the relaxation of muscle. Instinctive control is usually maintained in case of syncope. That means there is no urinary con, uh, there is no urination, no defecation. But while in case of seizure, there may be cases where urination can be seen. Pulse is feeble or cannot be felt in case of syncope, which shows that the patient is having very low blood pressure. Sometimes it is unrecordable also. Breathing may be almost imperceptible in case of syncope, while in seizure, pulse is normal, blood pressure is normal. Once horizontal position is adopted, blood flow to the brain is restored, color begins to return to the face, and strength of pulse improves. Breathing becomes quicker and deeper, and consciousness is regained in case of syncope. These all things happens in case of syncope. If a patient of syncope uh, is taken for a rest, if he get rest in lying down position, then due to return of blood flow to the brain and the heart, the consciousness is regained, whereas in case of fever, the attack will take its own time. There are no residual symptoms like headache, drowsiness, or mental confusion in case of seizures, while in case of conversions or seizures, there are residual symptoms. Sometimes there may be feeling of headache, there may be feeling of drowsiness, and there may be feeling of sometimes mental confusion after the attack of seizure gone. So these are the some point of differentiation between syncope and convulsions or seizure. These silent symptoms should be watched before dealing the emergencies of seizure. So that was all about the seizure. Have a nice day. Thank you.